So the pre-hearing has been fixed for May 8th, that's Monday, 2023. But there are two things that Peter Obi must do, and do very, very quickly, to ensure total defeat of Tinubu at the Elections Petitions Tribunal, the Presidential Elections Petitions Tribunal in Abuja, Nigeria. Two things. Number one, Peter Obi must press as hard as possible, must press for the live transmission of the hearing proceedings. He must press. The Nigerian Bar Association has put in an application. The pre-hearing also presents a window of opportunity for Peter Obi to do that through his lawyers, if it's not already been done. Peter Obi must press. It's the first thing that Peter Obi must do to guarantee victory, to guarantee defeat for Tinubu at the Petitions Court. It is absolutely mandatory, because justice must not only be done, justice must be seen to be done. We saw what happened in the UK with the trial of the sentencing of Ekweremadu. It was beamed live on Sky News. It was beamed live. So it is not an anomaly for a hearing of this nature to be beamed live. And in any case, according to the Electoral Act 2022, the electoral petition, the tribunal, is an open court. So just granting permission for the proceedings to be aired live gives an extra air of authenticity to it. Whatever the outcome of it, so far as it is beamed live and Nigerians see that the proceedings are fair, the outcome will be accepted. So it is even in the interest of the Presidential Elections Petitions Tribunal, or the Presidential Elections Petitions Court, for the proceedings, the hearing proceedings, to be beamed live, to be transmitted live, to be broadcast live. It is in their interest. It adds to their own credibility. And of course, it is only people who have things to hide that will stop the live broadcast of the Presidential Elections Petitions Tribunal. It is in the interest of the tribunal. So Peter Obi must press. Anything short of this, it will make it easier for the opposition for the respondents, for the defendants, or the respondents. It will make it easier for them to do whatever shady deals they plan to do. We must press. If the tribunal refuses, we must approach Labour Party through its lawyers, must approach the Supreme Court quickly, so that we can get permission to air this. I don't see any reasons why the tribunal should not grant the permission for it to be transmitted live. I mean, this is 2023, and we just saw what happened in UK. These things are not new. In the case of O.J. Simpson, his trial in America too, and many like that, it was beamed live. And the fact that it was beamed live added a lot of credibility to it and made the outcome palatable. In fact, it stopped a lot of protests that might have happened if the tribunals were not beamed live. Nigeria is on the precipice. Please, I beg you, the tribunal, I beg the tribunal, please grant this request. Grant this request to beam the proceedings, the hearing proceedings of the tribunal, the petitions, live. Nigerians need to see what is going on, so that whenever you hand out your rulings, Nigerians will believe it, provided that the process that led to it is credible. Peter Obi has even made this claim that, look, he's challenging the process. The process that will make somebody an excellency must be excellent. So it will help that the process is as transparent as possible, and it will depend on the permission of the tribunal. Please, tribunal, help us. Help Nigerians. Help yourself by giving or granting the permission to air the proceedings live. That's the first thing that Peter Obi needs to do to make sure that victory is guaranteed at the tribunal, to ensure total defeat for Tinubu at the tribunal. The second thing that needs to happen is this. As a matter of urgency, Peter Obi needs to unify Labour Party. Peter Obi needs to unify Labour Party. At this point, this is not the time for infighting. This is not the time in Labour Party for one party to dig in against another party. No matter the perception that is out there that some particular faction or group of persons are working for another person's, this is not the time to throw away the baby with the bathwater. It's my personal opinion, and I think it is something that Peter Obi needs to do. And why does he need to do it? Look, in Peter Obi's latest interview, he stated that he has never met Apapa. Apapa is the deputy national chairman of Labour Party. He's been there for years. Years, way before the likes of them, Kenneth Okonkwo, that just moved in from APC to come and join. Now, if Peter Obi became the candidate of Labour Party without meeting the deputy national chairman, that raises a lot of questions for me. Now, on the other part, Apapa said, oh, he's been trying to reach Peter Obi. Peter Obi is not picking his call. Anselm Eragwe, the suspended, or depending on who you ask now, the youth leader, also said he's tried several times to meet Peter Obi. Peter Obi has not responded. Araban B, publicity secretary, whether suspended or not suspended, depending on who you ask, has also said the same thing. So what that shows me is that there is largely a miscommunication among several parties in the Labour Party. And I would not want, it would not be nice for the Labour Party for them to continue in this part of infighting. It will not be calling each other names and trying to dig up dirt, trying to rile up the population against the other camp with all these shenanigans that are going on. We don't need it at this time. This is the time where Peter Obi needs to show leadership. At least let's give it a try. Peter Obi, you have a responsibility to call all the factions together. I want to think and believe that if you call all the parties together, whatever infightings are going on in the Labour Party can be corrected. These infighting, if left unchecked, can only push the other party farther and farther away. Now there is a complaint that, oh, the Apapa faction is being paid by APC. The more you push them away, the more they will lend themselves to be used by the APC, if that allegation is true. Because right now, all of these dwell in the realm of allegations. It looks like it to be true because they flew private jets to Bauchi, they stayed in hotels. I don't know where they got the money to finance this, but wherever that money is coming from, I sure hope it's not the APC. But that notwithstanding, Peter Obi, you have a duty. Prove to Nigerians that you are indeed a unifier. Let us see you try. If after you have tried to unify them, then they still lend themselves to the opposition to be used, then we can know that you have tried. But as it is now, it doesn't appear as though you have tried. It appears as though you have just taken one side and digging in against the other side. As a leader, I don't think that is right. I don't think that you should just stay back and allow them to do their fighting. No. You must show leadership, Mr. Peter Obi. You must show leadership. And your leadership will be well served in bringing all the parties together. A call to the other faction, to Apapa, will not remove anything from you. You need to do this so that you can remove them from the hands of the enemy that want to use them to bring down Labour Party. And besides, at this point in time, you need all the ideas. These people have some beautiful ideas. Forget the fact that some of their comments have been taken out of context. But you can use all the ideas that you can get. And to serve you a lot of good to bring these people together. I don't know who is advising you. I don't know what they're telling you. But as a leader, you must rise to the level of people like them, Nelson Mandela. You must be seen to be a leader for all. Not a leader for one part of Labour Party against another. Not a leader of one part of Nigeria against another. If you succeed to win the mandate, you'll be a president for all. What better way to show your unifying ability than to unify Labour Party as it is now? I call on you. Many people may not like these suggestions that I'm bringing. Many may insult me for it. Many may say all manner, but I really don't care. What is important for me is the reclaiming of the mandate. And I see that your attempt to unify Labour Party will greatly help the mission to reclaim the mandate for you, Peter Obi, and for Labour Party. Let's work together. We can work together. I believe whatever the differences within the Labour Party can be resolved if you, as Peter Obi, rise up to the duty of uniting the party. Please take this responsibility very, very seriously. This was how I announced and gave some advice before the elections. Advice that was ignored. But let's not go to that now. Let us win the mandate first. And then we will take an appraisal, do a self-appraisal, and see what we did wrong and what we should correct moving forward. But for now, these two things you must quickly do. One, you must make sure that your lawyers press for the live transmission of the hearing proceedings at the Presidential Election Petitions Court. And two, you must unite Labour Party. This is the time to sheath our swords. Everybody should sheath their swords. Everybody should just stop all these insults and counter insults. Stop all the accusation and counter accusations. Let's come together and fight the battle as a united front. And that responsibility falls at your feet, dear Mr. Peter Obi. Do it, and Nigerians will be better for it.